Well, there it is. There's the image everyone's been talking about since last night. It's a huge spoiler. Godzilla King of the Monsters has been spoiled by, of all things, a children's playset. Look, here's the big image of it for you so that there's no possible way you can miss it. That is clearly Burning Godzilla. Something that fans have been speculating about for a long time, but now it's officially confirmed by an image that was not supposed to be leaked to the public yet. Now, as I'm sure you can tell by the tone of my voice and the expression on my face, I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed that Burning Godzilla is in the movie, mind you. I'm disappointed that, one, something that could have been a big surprise in this film has been spoiled, because it'll never be unspoiled now. This was a chance to be surprised. I don't know. I'm one of those people who likes to see a movie for the first time and not necessarily know what's going to happen. But can't unsee it now. But I'm also disappointed because so many of my compatriots in the Kaiju News Community took this and spread it around like crazy. I mean, everyone was reporting on this thing. I deliberately chose not to. I waited a little bit because I learned about it right after I posted that second video yesterday. Then I learned about this image, and I thought, well, if it's a spoiler, I'm gonna wait a little bit because there's a very good chance that Warner Brothers might issue CNDs and take down any traces of it. Turns out they didn't, and honestly, how could they? It was just so widespread at this point. So, apparently it's safe to put this up there. You all know about it by now, I'm sure. But should it have even been spread, though? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, like I said, this is a spoiler. A part of me wonders how many people actually want to see this movie. I know a lot of people are saying they want to see it because they're thrilled by the trailers, they love the new designs, they think it's going to be the greatest movie ever, at least of this year, certainly. But then we get stuff like this, or stuff like that alleged plot leak from last year. I specifically didn't report on that either, you may have noticed, but other people were. They apparently had no problem saying, hey guys, this is how the whole movie plays out, just in case you were curious before you went to see it. I am all for freedom of the press, guys. I am, for all intents and purposes, acting as a journalist myself by reporting all of this Godzilla news to you guys. It's entertainment news, but it's news. So, obviously, I'm all for freedom of the press and the right to report on things, but there's got to be a line drawn somewhere. When does it become too much information? Here we were worried that there was going to be too much revealed by trailers or something, and it turns out we didn't even have to wait for another trailer to ruin anything, or even a TV spot. All we had to do was have this image leak and have everyone else pick up and run with it. But why? Other than getting attention and getting all that ad revenue, why? Why take away that chance to be surprised by what the movie does? Why ruin the experience? Why potentially give people no reason to see it? There has to be a limit. There has to be a point at which we put a cap on things and say, you know what, maybe this shouldn't be reported on. I mean, imagine if this were something vital. Imagine if this wasn't something that was just frilly escapist entertainment, but something that actually could affect people's lives. In fact, I can think of an example where that did happen. Sometime back in either the 80s or the 90s, some reporter learned about the concept of the designated survivor. Yes, like you see on that TV show, where as the president addresses Congress for the State of the Union, one random member of the government, it's always random, of course, is taken away and sequestered in a safe location so that just in case the worst possibly happens to those two branches of the government, the line of succession can still happen and we won't be left without a leader in a time of crisis. So this reporter learned about that, and then he decided, instead of thinking, well, maybe I should keep this quiet because it's a matter of national security, no, he just decided he had the scoop of the century and he blew the whole thing. All those secrets, every single little detail of it, it was all there. To which Uncle Sam responded with, "Thanks, pal. Now we have to come up with a whole new system and new locations and spend millions of taxpayer dollars on this, all because you wanted your big story." That was a matter of national security, and there were no scruples to be found there. It occurs to me that journalists in general, whether they're independent movie news nerds like me, or even the big names on CNN and Fox News, or whatever channel you choose, they don't realize the responsibility they have to the public. That sometimes there's stuff that really should be kept quiet, at least for a certain amount of time. I was looking forward to seeing Godzilla King of the Monsters based just on those two trailers and not necessarily knowing anything that was going to happen beforehand. At least part of that is ruined now. And it was ruined because, honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why people wanted to run with this. I don't know if people just thought, well, it's available so it's okay, and they realized it too late, or if it's some sort of superiority complex where they feel like they're getting one up on the studio, or just getting caught up in the moment. I don't know. I just know that it happened, and I know that speaking as both a fan and a reporter on this subject, I can't say I'm happy that it occurred. At this particular rate, I am half expecting the ending of Godzilla vs. Kong to be spoiled well before we even see the first trailer. I mean, at this rate, how could it not happen? Right? I mean, the leaks have been happening quite frequently with King of the Monsters for some reason. What's to stop it from happening with Kong? Unless they saw ahead enough to take the Avengers Infinity War route and get a bunch of fake scripts with phony endings out there to try and mess with people and obfuscate how things turn out. I'm genuinely worried that that could happen. And what'll occur then? I mean, if it turns out that some major site reports on who the winner will be in that movie, or what monster will disrupt the fight, or whatever happens, and other sites and other reporters, other YouTubers run with it, what will be the point of seeing the movie? The whole idea behind seeing Godzilla vs. Kong is that we don't know who's going to win this time. But if we do know up front, why not just wait to rent it? I mean, I think we need to temper ourselves. That's my ultimate point. We need to temper ourselves in terms of what we're going to report on. Sure, it gets us attention, but we're ruining experiences here. This cat's out of the bag now. Nothing's stopping that. But moving forward, we need to be more careful. I don't know, maybe I'm the odd man out here, and maybe being the odd man out automatically makes me wrong. But I just feel that if you open your presents way before Christmas, then there's nothing special to do when Christmas actually arrives. You've already spoiled everything. Well, I'm definitely going to temper my own reporting from this point forward. This is the only spoiler you will see prior to the movie's release. That's where I'm cutting it off. Anything that's just general news, sure, I'll still report on it. Anything that's officially okayed by the studio, I'll report on it. But stuff like this, I'm done. Will that hurt my view count? Will it hurt my ability to continue making some kind of income on YouTube? It's possible. But I have standards, darn it. I suppose I can take some solace from knowing that we don't know what the designs of the other monsters that'll be in this movie look like yet. But at this rate, it's only a matter of time before those leak too. This is not a time where I'm actually proud to be part of the Kaiju News Community. But what can you do now?